Hi everyone, Ernest Justin Turkey Leg here with the Justin Podcast. I sat there and I thought so much about what should this podcast be called, and it just dawned on me: keep it simple, name it your name. So that's what you're listening to now, the Justin Podcast on XTV East Coast via YouTube. Very excited about my guest that I got right now. Goes way back even before the times of XTV. A very unique character on the West Coast, and I better get it in while I can now because the West Coast is always so very busy. But of course, this guy ain't never really doing too much except for sleeping and eating crackers. And I'm talking about one old Joe, the original Donkey Kong.
Hey.
We got so much to talk about.
Oh, yes, we do. I hope I got time left on this earth to talk about what I'm about to talk about here.
Yeah, well, Old Joe, I guess I want to start off by asking, where did you get your first start in XTV, and how did you come about?
Well, they were playing a Donkey Kong game.
Okay.
That was the game with D-Matic and Pain. Donkey Kong and Diddy at the time. And they seen the old Cranky Kong character. They didn't know his name. They didn't know his name. So they said, oh, he look like his name Joe there. He look like Joe. And they said, how about we take you on and you be Joe? You be old Joe. I say, okay, I'll be old Joe. And I just beat on them with the cane. Just beat their butts.
Yeah.
That was the character I was. Because I was always trying to keep them in line. And they call it abuse, but in the South, we call it ass whooping.
That's right.
You got to keep their ass straight. They ain't in the streets. They on the straight and narrow. Ass whooping, keep them on the straight and narrow. Abuse, keep them on the dumb and stupid. So
yeah.
I whooped them into shape, and I got my start on the Donkey Kong show on XTV. But I've been working for years. I pushed carts out there in Dade City. That was years ago, and then I owned me a steel mill company.
Yeah.
Until it hit the hay, what we call it in the South. Shit got real.
Well, talk more about that, and your life prior to XTV. Shine some light on things that, a whole lot of people might not know about.
I worked. I had a mom and dad. They instilled that in me at a young age. Joe, whatever you want, you gotta work for. Even my dinner, I had to work for that. They say, did you go to school? Did you have a good day? Did you do this? Did you deliver paper? If you didn't deliver paper, if you didn't go to school, if you had to be rewarded for something. And if you didn't do these certain demands, certain things they said you better do, you ain't got no reward. You ain't got nothing to eat. You got to work hard for your meal. I feel like the young youth now, they at the point where they ain't got to work hard for their meal. They just get free meals. Hell, no, you had to work hard. If you ain't work hard, you ain't gonna eat. And I went nights without eating. I'm only 6 years old with stomach pain. But that stomach pain inspired me to work hard the next day so I would eat.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that. Man.
The next day.
Yeah, that's right. There's going to be a lot of editing going on here. I really hate to interrupt this conversation that's going on right now, but I got to tell you about the Alex Trevelyan workout program. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You hear me talk about it all the time. This ain't a gimmick. You heard about Millennium. He even on the Alex Trevelyan workout program. My wife is on the Alex Trevelyan workout program. And Alex was trying to get me to be a part of the Alex Trevelyan workout program. And I will when I find the time. That's right. I'm going to take it serious. I'm not going to go with that dude, Harvey Walton, for yelling at me on the doggone telecast. Forget you, Harvey. Don't yell at me that way. I'm going to go with something that's easy on the joints. That's, that's not a hard, crazy-ass, intense workout, but it's just going to do everything that it's supposed to do. And you just got to be committed. That's what Alec always say. He say you just got to commit. You can do it in 5 minutes. You can do it in 10 minutes. You can do it in 30 seconds. You can do it in 1 hour. However long you can. But it's all about consistency and commitment. So yeah, you can just check out the 006 app. The Alex Trevelyan workout program has been working wonders for all these different superstars of XTV, including my wife, who has lost a whopping 60 pounds as she continues her stride to being, in the best shape of her life. And it's like I said, even I'm going to try it. The Alex Trevelyan workout program. You heard it right here on the Ernest Justin Turkey Leg podcast. Check it out.
And here we, so they instilled, my parents instilled that to me at a young age, go out there and work for what you want. Yeah. As opposed to just getting it handed down to you. Everybody hand me down. I worked hard on trying to make this meat. Yeah. And tuna, or whatever we had. They worked hard to get that, whatever. And back then it was segregation that they had to go through and all different things. So they had to work hard to get whatever meal to provide for their family. Mm-hmm. So they figure if we working hard, our kids got to work hard. Instead, that in them. And that carried on to me for the next generation after that. And so that's why I got my first job as a cart pusher in Dade City. Mm-hmm. And I did that for a good 2-3 years. There was so much segregation out at that point. Couldn't stand. And when Dr. King got killed, I became a civil rights activist. I did marches. I did all that. And I kept working. I got the steel mill job in the 70s. Yeah. And I stayed there till my kid, Kong and them got born.
I see.
And once they got born, I just, kept working, and they were so bad at the time, Justin, let me tell you. But, I remember I reading my newspaper, I was out in the living room, and painting them arguing, and, sometimes my wife, Miss Jo, she said, just let them argue, Joe. They'll tire out after a while. I say, I'm tired of them arguing. And one day I just let them just argue. The more I hear them arguing, the more I'm just kind of giggling and laughing. I say, they got some humor to them,
Yeah.
And so we took them on a road, took them to this club, this spot, and they got a good following. They got applause,
Oh, yeah? Well, y'all like a family road kind of act.
Exactly, and I did it on my own budget, that steel mill company.
Okay.
Because eventually I got to the point where I was temporary.
Oh.
But you got to work hard to maintain that position. Now I got to stay in that company.
Yeah.
Then I get employed as supervisor.
Okay.
Now I own the company.
Yeah,
that took a good 10 years of hard, dedicated work.
Wow, that's very impressive.
Doing oppression, doing all that.
Yeah.
And now I own the business. But if it wasn't for my parents instilling that in me,
I see.
At that young age, I wouldn't have had that success.
Mm.
So that's what I tried to provide with them. But again, they were so bad, boy. They still bad to this day.
Oh, they tough.
Oh, they tough. Yeah, I see what Trunk's doing to you. He's supposed to be holding the dough to be the dough man, and he.
Oh, that's only scratching the surface, as you know.
Oh Lord, I know it's just scratching the surface. It ain't cracked the icing on the cake.
Yeah, that's right.
But the pain, he was bad too.
Yeah.
But I knew that he was gonna be the star. Watch that damn dough.
Yeah.
Watch it. But as I was saying, yeah, we did that. Making money for my steel mill company. And, I started making money on the road because they was doing a talent show, getting paid. And, I will say I did take a good bulk of the money. I'm looking at it like I found that they had talent, so I should get the bulk of the money. And they got whatever. I did what I did. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to pay for that. I probably have paid for it.
You did what you did. What do you mean by that? I mean, you got involved in, street life?
Oh, no. I'm talking about just kind of... Once they start getting paid money, they got paid lots of money for talent shows and stuff.
Big money.
And I took most of it.
I see.
And I kind of gave them crumbs.
You did the old Birdman.
Yeah, I did. Who was a Birdman? You talking about the cartoon back in the 70s?
No.
Birdman, Lord. Birdman.
No. I'm talking about this rapper. He's a
Oh, I don't listen to no rap. I don't know what
Well, yeah,
listen to that shit.
yeah, it's kind of hard to explain. Some of these new guys are kind of involved.
Oh, one of them new eyes, little whippersnapper. What do you call yourself a cartoon for? You call yourself a cartoon.
I don't know why he called himself that.
I don't know either.
But nonetheless, though, you were saying that you you took all the money for yourself because this is your idea, this your baby, these your kids. So you do whatever you want to do. So I mean, from there, like, how did the business go, and where did the business go from there?
Just taking them to the city.
Sorry to interrupt this here great conversation that we're having with Old Joe, folks, but I gotta stop and tell you about Hydro Drops. Have you ever been out in a situation and you're from the hood or whatever like that, and then you go downtown where it's a whole lot of rich people and high class things, and you're smelling like weed, and your eyes is real red, and you want to socialize with these people, but you feel a little bit shy because you're too high? Well, I use Hydro Drops by New Millennium Drugs. Even my friend Daniel Dingo tried it. Yeah, I tried the damn Hydro Drops, and they worked every damn time. I love the Hydro Drops, but you shouldn't be smoking because you have a job to do. You can't even advertise for the damn company. Thanks a lot, Daniel Dingo, for that. Hydro Drops by New Millennium Drugs. Old Joe, we was talking a whole lot about, your circus act, or I call it a circus act, but it wasn't a circus act.
Oh, pretty much, it was a damn circus keeping them in line. They in the back of the cab or car, whatever I had. They acting wild, and, it was like a circus. They was like clown, elephant, all that. They was like that.
Yeah, just
on my own little budget. Go ahead.
And it's just them two going back and forth.
Oh, all the time. I'm like, hush. They got on my damn nerves, but...
So moving forward, we was talking a little bit about, as that act started to grow. I mean, did it grow or did it decline from that point? How did things proceed?
What's that, with the Diddy Kong? Oh, yeah, no, that thing grew.
Did it eventually grow into the Donkey Kong show, or was that a separate thing?
Well, the creator of this show, the person that bringing the XTV stars in is Billy Rojo.
Okay.
He been out for years. He got found Spot the Dog. He found Dude, all these people.
He found talent in those days.
Yes, and he seen
That's
us.
Interesting.
He seen us on the road. I think Payne was doing an act for him, and I called him outside of Toys R Us. Payne doing his act for him. I'm like, what is that child doing? I don't know what he told Payne. That's for his shoot. I'm not gonna give it away. You gonna hear it on his shoot.
Who, the Payne?
Yeah, the shoot we gonna upload with the Payne.
Oh.
So let me not even just say that, but let me say this: he gave a liking to us, and he talked about doing the Donkey Kong show because he thought we was in Hannah.
Yeah.
So we did the show, enjoyed ourselves. They had to go off a script. D-Matic had to be an 8. Payne had to be the monkey. Y'all know how it went down.
Right.
And at first it wasn't that successful. At first
it wasn't.
Yeah. I remember not really. It wasn't. That I think D-Matic was over there where you at.
That's right.
And it was good. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't as successful. It wasn't that big.
It wasn't
impact that they thought it was going to be. They thought the Sonic show was the the sister show. That's the show over there. On the East Coast.
That's
West
right.
Coast is different. We got the Donkey Kong show.
Right.
And so the Donkey Kong show over here, that's supposed to beat out and make people forget about the Sonic show. That's what it was built as.
Okay.
But it didn't. The Sonic show was still popular, but it wasn't until...
I didn't know that there was supposed to be like a thing where, that was supposed to be.
Well, that's a network. That's how they be. They always competing show against show, and you ain't doing it good enough because we still know Sonic name, and eventually, I guess that one time I think Payne said this in his shoot. He smoked. They gave him the little crack pipe, whatever the shit, and he got high, and as a result, that changed the whole dynamic of the show because he was always arguing with D-Man.
Right.
They was always fighting. Always the whole little thing went with those two.
Right.
And that's what brought interest to the show. I remember I was about to beat their ass for arguing so. Because I say, I'm tired of their ass arguing. If I hear one more word out of one of them, somebody gonna get punched. And so finally the show they cut it off, and I'm about to whoop them. And then they go in the back, and I see all these people running to the back. What's going on with them?
Yeah.
And they seen the little meter, the little thing for the rating. They say that thing, the fans was just growing, and the thing was just spiking like this. The little thing moving back and forth.
Yeah.
All the fans, the interest in it. And from that point on, the Donkey Kong show, they got it. They understood their audience. They like, okay, so they like these two to argue, so let's find something for them to argue about. That's the format of the Donkey Kong show. And it was very successful.
That's very interesting.
From that point on.
Very interesting. I didn't know anything about that. So how was that? I mean, how was it working with the cast, and what was it like on the day-to-day and episode by episode? Did it have a plot? Because I understand, later on down the line, Dixie was brought into the equation, and
that's when the show got.
Is that when Dixie made her first appearance?
Yeah, and that's when the show got so popular.
I see.
You see, sometimes things get too popular, and it gets to a point where it's like it's no way it can't come down unless it just kind of implode itself. And I think that's what happened with Donkey Kong 2, because it got super big very fast. And I don't think no show in the history of XTV has got that initial response like that. Not even 90. Like 90 would tell you, his first show, it wasn't.
You mean initially on the first day?
Yeah,
it just was fire.
It aired. It was brilliant. They had the Two More Bananas song. What they had the Here Come the Dude. So they had a few songs on there.
One of my favorites.
And they had a bunch of. They did more. The D-Matic and Pain. They didn't have songs like they had on part 2.
Nope.
They didn't have the dynamic. And the chemistry with Pain and Dixie.
Yeah.
That's very underrated. That's very not known. And even if you listen to Crack Rock, that's the only thing of Donkey Kong 2 we do have is Crack Rock, and you can even hear it then. The chemistry between those two is phenomenal. It's funny. She say one thing, Pain got this to follow it up with, and how they communicate with each other. And that just blew the first Donkey Kong out the water.
That's interesting, man. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut, but it's just that I always wonder why sometimes some shows don't get as over as other shows, and they just as good as any. Why don't they get talked about?
What you mean, like?
I don't know, like with Donkey Kong 2, like I feel like all the praise kind of go to Donkey Kong, and when he was doing his thing with Dee Dee, and not as much.
And rightfully so, because not taking nothing away from D-Matic, they got good chemistry too. Pain and D-Matic, they got great chemistry.
Oh yeah.
When they argue, they got great chemistry.
Oh,
and so I don't really know how to put it. I don't know how to put it. I don't know no other proper way to put it. I just know that, that's just that though. It's like D-Matic and Pain, they just good at arguing. D-Matic and Dixie, they not. They do more. You know what I mean? They show love to each other. They show.
So they're more like well-rounded.
Exactly. It's more to them than just we argue all the time.
Yeah.
After a while,
they actually was able to team together.
Exactly. Actually work as a team. Go ahead.
Tell us more about part 2, because the East Coast don't know as much about
And that's one thing I kind of hold. Over here on the West Coast, like the things the East Coast don't really know about.
Yeah.
I hold deep regret for it, and the feeling on the West Side. I can speak for this because I don't care who come at me. I've been here a long ass time.
That's right. You got the respect.
So, and you better. But anyway, the feeling over here on the West Coast is that when we do something, for instance, the Fresh Prince, that's the perfect example of something that we wish we could share with y'all. We wish y'all knew. we wish y'all knew about Destruction, even though that ain't XTV exclusive. That's WWE completely different.
Mm-hmm.
But still, we
but
wish
it kind of
y'all.
is not. XTV is kind of like
They kind of done swallowed up that whole
everything. It's like it's like what WWE done did with WCW. It's like and AWA and anything that ever existed, it owned everything.
It ain't its own thing no more. We ate it up.
Yeah.
But so that's it though. We just want y'all to know about certain things, and we want y'all to know about Donkey Kong too, because it's like it's only so much you can say of why it was good, why it was brilliant. It's like just again that chemistry that they had between each other. They had songs they did. They worked as a team, a unit, and not just and even outside of the show, making songs outside of the show. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
D-Matic and Pain, they got to a point where they was close. At first, they were close. Like Pain loved D-Matic, D-Matic loved Pain. They couldn't go nowhere without each other. But as Pain got exposed to drugs, more fame, they grew apart. D-Matic doing his own thing, Pain doing his own thing. So the only time they come is when the show come, and the only time they come is when they arguing. That's it. That breaks off of a relationship. The love is not there no more. It's all about money. And when money come in, greed come in, and next thing you know, F and K exists, HY don't no more, Pain finna fight D-Matic and Conflict.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. They come in here loving each other, two loving brothers in the industry, making the same money, and then one's making more, and now what's the last thing these two brothers did? Fight.
So, man, it's just so much. What do you think about the turn that Pain sort of took, later on down the line, and how that affected him in XTV?
Well, let me tell you, they say what they want to say about Grandpa Joe, but when I seen the turn of Pain, what you mean the turn of and what terms that is?
And I'm saying, in the terms of kind of going down kind of being this big big deal, got to the pinnacle of his career, and then turned to the drugs, and then started to sort of fall off.
People say what they want to say about me. I was gonna get into that. I had a feeling that's what it was, but that hurts me. That hurted me because, like I said, I raised these kids, but it got to the point where the greed that I had, I'm not just putting it on one person, this person, no, it was me. And, I just cared more about the money than what they did with their life. I felt like they was happy enough to be making money, to be on TV, and I wasn't watching their every move. I wasn't being responsible no more. I was taking care of my money. And as I seen Pain with some of these leeches and so-called friends, I wanted him to enjoy himself. You're young, go out there and play, have fun, party, I didn't think about what come along with that. This same dude, they advertising him on TV. Oh, look at Pain at club such and such. Look at him having fun. 5 years later, they like, look at Pain at club such and such. Now he drugged out. You know what I mean? 1 minute he this party guy, and it's funny to look at him having fun. Now it's a sad thing to see. And I supported that behavior at first. Like, oh yeah, party. I'm glad you happy. But I didn't think about the fall. I didn't think about the repercussion of, him taking the drugs. And I didn't think that would affect his behavior because he was entertaining. He had all these fans. And, he lost it all in the heat.
Did the drug thing start like later on in XTV? Like, because I think I remember him saying like it's when he started to change the color of his pants, or was it already prevalent in his life?
That's when it got worse.
It got worse, but it was already going on?
It was already going on because, like I said, the first episode of Donkey Kong, a dude pulled him aside and gave him something. That's how they started arguing.
A dude pulled him aside?
Yeah.
In the first episode?
Yeah. When that's what I said. When it first aired.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. They pulled Pain aside. They gave him something. But D-Matic and Pain wouldn't argue like that. How they did on that first episode. They wouldn't normally do that. Somebody slipped Pain something, and Pain was on whatever he was on, and he was flipped out. He was a young kid. He told me this years later. I didn't know that.
As a young kid.
Yes, and you know
that's heavy.
That just show you how dirty the industry is. It's like, cause you got to keep in mind. I mean, not the first episode. Remember, cause remember we was losing in ratings. That's what it was.
Right.
And then you know they wanted to spice it up, and you know it showed.
Oh, so it was in that initial episode where it was all crazy, right?
Exactly. Well, yeah, that's it. And then they wanted it to spice up. And you know, Payne and D-Matic, they just had that.
So it was kind of like a you know, kind of sweet little show. Yeah, real innocent.
But you see, the stage show was so fun, and it's like, look at these kids having fun, you know, and that was cute. Billy Rojo thought it would be successful, and you know, it wasn't successful at first until somebody pulled Payne aside, gave him what they gave him, and now Payne falling in love with this drug. And it took over a whole lot. It messed up a lot.
Yeah.
And you see the damage of it. You know how long it took him to get clean and you know finally get on track in 2012.
Yeah.
This happened in '95.
Yeah.
You know, so it took a while for him to get back right. And I'm happy he had it. But it was that. Show you how dirty the industry is. You know, they desperate to have some type of hit, some type of thing going. They'll get a child. Yeah. Not even an adult. Give me a minute. And do something like that. And thank you. And just show you the sickness of society. You know how dirty people can be in this game, and it's a heartbreaking tale, but it's a reality. Yeah. You know, parents, keep track of your kids, keep track of what your kids doing, what they taking. I wasn't successful in doing so, and as a result, you know, I ended up with what I ended up with. And I mean, we still close. We just now, like I said, he just now getting back right, just now. But I'm just, you know, I hate to say that, tell that story. It's always hard for me. You gotta understand, I'm just a man that know how to work hard, then got these kids, and, you know, want to instill it in them. And it's hard when they go their own path and end up how they end up. They both went on drugs at one point, Justin.
Yeah.
You know, it's
But I mean, it was for Trunks a little bit later though.
Yeah, but you know, Trunks even said it on that recording. He kept it a secret. He said he started it in 2005.
Really?
Yeah, when FNK when FNK was getting big. You know,
and when XTV went on this whole new level.
That's what's crazy to me is the fact that
he
painted Payne as the bad guy because Payne was taking crack.
Yeah.
But then he was doing it. He started to do it.
Yeah.
And it's surprising to know things like that.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and
the whole time, I mean,
it's a you know, one thing about the Kong family, it's an incredible story of XTV West. That's one thing about us, and we actually have a recording that I keep forgetting about.
I'd like to have all y'all in here just at the same time.
Oh yeah, it'd be crazy. You know, the stuff with Candy Kong, you know, and all that. Trunks used to be Trump's love interest, I remember.
Yeah.
And her and Dixie got into it all the time.
Wow.
They had a big ass feud there.
They kind of, I mean, if you think about it, you know, they kind of like the first ladies of XTV West. Besides, like, what was that girl name?
Gayleen?
Well, yeah, Gayleen, the first lady. But I mean, for like the cartoon side though, it would be like
it was those two.
Yeah.
And you know that's crazy, but Dixie, I guess that's good girl versus bad girl. Looking back at it, you know, Candy Kong was on some old prostitute type stuff, and you know, messing with D-Matic, or D-Matic wasn't that sharp at the time, and you know, she used to just use him for his money and stuff. And Dixie, she seen through that. You gotta understand, Dixie.
Was this like all real stuff? Like, you know, is that really how it was, or was it just for the show?
Some of it was for the show, but sometimes what was happening on the outside would affect that show that you're watching on TV, and you would never know, and it's entertaining to you. Like, whoa, what's going on? And you know, they just like keep that part in. It tells the story better. Yeah. So sometimes if you seen Dixie hit Candy Kong, yeah, she hit her for real. You know, they on there fighting for real. Cause Dixie, again, it was animosity. She couldn't stand her.
I see.
And you know, Dixie, you gotta understand, she got a great heart. One thing about Dixie, she got a great heart. She might even be a goth, but she still. She got.
I believe that. She showed a softer side during the last days that XTV was doing things, and you know it was when she was crying out to Bob for help to help her with Todd. You know that was a softer side of Dixie.
And she is like that. She is a very sweet person.
Yeah.
And you know she's very intelligent. She just she don't like to see oppression. She don't like to see people hurt. And she didn't like to see D-Matic in that situation. D-Matic was Earl. He just did a shoot on Earl. Hey, man, what I said.
We'll skip over that.
Delete that part. That part.
Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, we're having a great time here sitting with old Joe. But I gotta ask you, have you checked your bank account lately? Do you really know how much you got going on in there? And is it working for you or is it not? Well, the good folks over at Regions Bank have helped me out, and they could probably help you too. I went to Regions Bank and I just not started myself a line of credit. It was just the other day. It was fast and easy. I just gave them my information and there they already had me in the system. I gave them some money. They gave me some money. I gave it back to them, and they gave me some money to make more money, just to start up with some credit. And you can do that too with the good folks over there at Regions Bank. Ojo, you know, I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh boy,
you stupid.
We got our own language here on XTV.
Yeah, so let me just say this. So if y'all just hear shit out of nowhere, it's because he's saying stuff that he know he ain't supposed to be saying.
Oh man, we're talking about Big Trunks, D-Matic. We're talking about the pain, old Joe,
the whole Kong family.
I mean, yeah, man. Everybody, even what's his name, Funky Kong?
Funky Kong? Oh, Funky Kong. What a complete crab nigga that is.
We shooting up in here.
Fuck ass nigga. One of them times them old people be saying some real nigga shit. So sad.
Well, damn, I ain't know that was the deal with Funky.
Back in 2000, you know, think about it, 2000 was the year of the Kong family.
Okay.
You know, well, over here, I mean, I don't know if y'all know over there, but...
Yeah, like, you know, a lot of stuff happened that we don't be knowing about.
It's kind of surprising hearing that, because I remember back then, you was, like, remember we used to be in the tub and we used to be doing the Kong family show. Remember? And y'all used to be hearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? And then we did the Donkey Kong 2 was out.
Yep.
You know, y'all probably don't know about the Action 1 and stuff, but, you know, Pain was doing his thing, and, you know, the Kong family was like, everybody was doing their thing. It was like a red hot thing.
Yeah.
Like the McMahon family.
Okay.
You know that much.
Of course.
Okay. But,
for the rest.
I'm trying to make you look like you on But,
I know.
But, where was I going with that? To get rid of that fat ass security guard. That's how I forgot my last thought.
You know, and Bill Hunter asked me to do the job. Why would I hire your drunk ass?
Because I can do the job.
I think I'm gonna get Terry Williams to do it.
But anyway, he did it last time. Why you fired him last time?
For racial reasons. Continue.
As I was saying, I don't even remember what I was saying though. Like as I was saying, I don't even remember.
That's completely fine. You know, we just moseying along, having us a good old time here on the Justin Podcast with my good friend old Joe. And I tell y'all what, man, you know, old Joe, you and I didn't always see eye to eye.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know, we're gonna get into the fact that you know, you and I had a feud.
Oh.
Yeah.
You talking about 2010. I thought we were still in 2000.
What was that in 2000?
In 2000, I think, we were still cool. We were still good.
But what was you doing in 2000?
In 2000, I was still supporting the family, and I was living rich off of the royalties of D-Matic and Payne.
Oh,
That's what I was doing. Living lavish off of their shit.
You was like Stan off of Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you was kind of like that. Just a pretty greedy little old bastard. But,
yeah.
One thing about D-Matic is people do call him dumb, and people do call him stupid, but,
Yeah.
I look at his situation with the Kong family, and the Kong family empire is very how Ice Cube did with NWA. He got out at the right time, and he exposed everybody. With another thing we ain't got, F&K 3, the third episode of F&K, that's when F&K started picking up, and it got popular from that episode. D-Matic just exposed everybody, and it was like how No Vaseline did NWA, like that's how he did it with that. He exposed Payne's drug habit. That's the first time people knew. He exposed me.
You said you ain't listen to rap.
I watched the movie last night on Netflix.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I guess you like that, huh?
It was an accident. I was trying to purchase Me and My Daughter's Wife.
Me and My Daughter's Wife?
That's a porn, nigga.
Your daughter's wife.
What the fuck?
Ladies and
That
gentlemen.
is in Netflix. This shit say no matches found.
They saw those kind of movies. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, I was not prepared for this.
What a lying ass kid.
Oh
Trying
man.
to shoot on somebody. You here watching porn and shit.
Damn.
Me and My Daughter's Wife.
So I mean, like throughout the time though, throughout the years, like how was that though? I mean, like going through like the different years. I mean, when did you become an active competitor in XTV, like in the ring?
In the ring, probably.
Because you was like in and out there now and again, but you would stay for a long time and be like, one of the players.
Maybe 05 then, when me and Daniel Dingo, that's a friend of mine.
Oh,
Me and
Danny.
Daniel Dingo. I heard him on your little promo. Yes, silly as ever, that boy.
No, that's me. I just do a great impersonation.
Oh, you doing the impression of him.
Yeah.
Boy, if you sound like him.
Yeah, that's me.
Lord. But Daniel Dingo, me and him met maybe like 05 that year. We talking. And, we just got to talking.
Y'all was a hell of a team, too.
I'm sorry, Justin. I'm just having memories of the Cone family. I just remember the time I fought. We used to have issues, like I was saying, though, earlier. And me and Payne had an issue.
Yeah.
We fighting in the shower, and that's when my lip got like that. Remember how my lip used to be?
Yeah, I remember.
That's how I got stuck like that, because he hit me so hard in the face.
Damn.
Yeah, and then I was like that for years. You see, it ain't like that no more.
That's right.
But yeah, as far as my wrestling career, sorry about that. I just had that memory.
Yeah. I mean, if stuff comes to you can go ahead and talk about it, because all that's very interesting stuff. That ain't the only thing that had changed about you, because your voice had changed too.
Yeah.
You used to be like,
I wasn't the only one that dabbled in some of that mess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I dabbled in it. XTV for the crackhead. Shut up.
Well, no, I mean, no. It's look. I always notice that somebody was either a crackhead or used to be a crackhead in XTV, and
I guess 90 is the only clean XTV star looking at it.
Yeah, but he
in Ada.
He probably used to sell drugs.
Well, 90 did agency one time.
90 had something. Oh man, I'm gonna have 190 on here one of these days. Later on this week, I got the A-Man Nation.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you know, me and Daniel Dingo team up, and, you know, we started winning titles. I remember we was like a pretty dominating team. Some old men.
Yeah.
And we dominated. But, yeah.
Yeah. That's right, y'all was. Did y'all ever get the tag team titles?
Oh, yeah, multiple occasions. We used to get them a lot.
It's crazy because, you know, during that time period in HTV, like, you know, like it was still like it still wasn't that.
It wasn't.
But it was getting there.
Because we were trying a bunch of different things, and that was a surprising thing that worked.
Yeah.
Because Boy Wonder was supposed to work. Destruction, as that 80s guy said, that was supposed to work.
Where did Boy Wonder come from?
Super Duper's imagination. He tried to get rid of Moonsault all quick for some reason, whatever reason.
Yeah.
You know.
He was so fresh.
Yeah, and then he thought, damn, you know, what if it's this dude, Boy Wonder, you know, and then he made the story up. Boy Wonder beat Moonsault in a house show real fast. That was made up. No, it didn't.
You know? That was made up.
Yeah, that was so made up, you know, and he just did that because he was like, oh, that's going to give credit to Boy Wonder. He came in there with his blue hair and a Moonsault Kid similar look, you know. But it didn't work. It was terrible. It was obvious. Yep. It was, and then I remember he was on Day of Reckoning too, on part 1. I mean, and he was so gay. Sorry to offend the homosexual community.
Ladies and gentlemen, this show has been so offensive throughout the whole damn thing.
Sorry about that. No, it's just he just wore this. He wore the like underwear thing, the little what you call it, the
fucking the one piece. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he wore the underwear, and it was like so cause Moonsault wore the singlet. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He wore the one with the pants, and sometimes he wore the shorts one. He gonna wear the drawers one. You know, to look, I'm younger and I wear less. You know. Okay. He was really bad. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I know this ain't about him, but I'm just saying.
No, I get it.
That was the era, though. We were trying to bring in new stars, and some of the ideas was forced, and some of the ideas just I wish they really did work. Like everybody will tell you about Destruction. I mean, he was so good in the WWE, and like we thought he was just going to beat Charles Dean, and we was going to forget that we even thought about him being Rookie of the Year of 05. But you know, he wound up being Rookie of 05. Dean, that is. Yeah, and then, you know, me and Daniel Dingo, that's another thing we tried to see. We just did it randomly, and it worked. It's just crazy. Like, the random thoughts worked. But the ideas that we spent time on and thought about, paint changing its colors, and, you know, that's something we just, this will be fun, you know. Those are the ones that didn't work. The random ideas worked at that time.
Yeah.
That's what stick out to me.
Yeah, that's interesting that it's like that. I mean, but that's just, I think, a testament to, you know, what XTV is. You know, it's just that out there, on the spot, you know, type of atmosphere that, you know, calls for just classic things to happen at any given time. And, you know, let's see, where we was at. Oh, you know, I wanted to talk about your time period as commissioner here in XTV.
When that was?
You was commissioner for a time period. I think that when JJ Strong was commissioner over here, that you was commissioner on that side. But you know, I can see why you don't remember that because you ain't hardly do shit anyways.
Excuse me.
As commissioner, you remember you used to walk up to people and go fine.
Well, because I used to. Okay, I remember, but like. The thing is I was at a point. You gotta understand, and we kind of skipping over things because, like, when I did the Joe Show, you know, back in the year 2006, when I did that was my idea of trying to make XTV normal, trying to make it be at peace. Because at that point, in 06, it got so out of control. When 90 came, the first incarnation of them, it was just violent. It was just so violent, and FNK, they cuss, they do this, you know. there. And you know, all these different things.
I promise, ladies and gentlemen, on this show with Old Joe, Trunks is fired.
Fuck this place then! Get the hell out!
I'm gonna just get some real security guards. Fuck you. Cut that part out.
That was too perfect. Fuck you. What was the question? Oh, the commissioner.
Yeah.
06.
Because, I mean, he was commissioner around that time?
Yeah. No. 06, I was doing a Joe show, and the point of that was to make XTV be at peace. And, you know, the Joe show later on got a cult following. It was already popular at the time, but it got people more appreciated it once it was, you know, kind of done, and it kind of ran its course. It's on XTV Fuse now. Okay. And it's, you know, it's
I would love to have the Joe show uploaded to the west side so that we can check that out.
I hope y'all, you know, and I hope we can upload certain things, you know, as far as like classic XTV recordings. But it's just one of those things where like it is classic to us, and it's like some of those things you had to be there at that time, at that moment to understand. And you know, certain things change and certain ideas change, but at the same time, the influence of some of those shows, Joe Show, 90, that shit, it carries on to this day.
I mean, because the Joe Show was one of the shows that, you know, we used to always hear a lot about. You know, you know, even though the East Coast, because we didn't get that channel, you know, we didn't know about FNK, Joe Show, Hell Yeah. We didn't get a lot of stuff. We didn't get Action 1 and Action 2. We missed a lot of shit.
Yeah, we let y'all hear Action 2.
Well, yeah, but
and I know y'all probably don't remember, but
we got to see the premiere and shit.
It's just, you know, I just remember y'all laughing so hard. Like, I remember the one part where the dude was stuttering really bad, super stuttering. He was struggling, you know, during this one part. He was like, if one of, and then you just bust out laughing with this hard laugh. You know, it was like extreme, and I just remember that. You know, that was I wish y'all would have heard that. But anyway, you know, but the Joe Show was just to make XTV at peace. And so when I became commissioner, that's the same influence I wanted to have. I wanted to just make y'all, you know, make it normal, make it all make sense, make it all balance out. That's why when I was doing the fine, I was like, watch your mouth, you know what I mean? And then it's just like, it's every time I feel like I take on a task like that, where I'm trying to change the XTV for the good, there's always somebody like, Joe, you doing this, you doing that. And later on down the line, now you got Yosi. She carrying big chunks of jail for slapping the kid. Yeah. That's what I was trying to do. Yeah. I was trying to put this dude here because he hitting on kids. I was trying to do that. Yeah. But when I was doing it at the time, everybody saying, Joe, no, that's the wrong way. Like, how you doing this? And I'm sitting there telling y'all how I'm trying to do it. And then eventually, oh, Joe, you need to get impeached. And I forgot who took my job when I got impeached around that
You got impeached?
Yeah. Remember, I got put out because they said, oh, you ain't doing it right. I think D-Matic took my place or somebody. Yeah, y'all had voted me out.
We voted you out?
Both of y'all, the XTV East and West, y'all got me up out of there because y'all thought I was finding too much. Y'all thought I was I thought I was doing a whole lot of things wrong. You know what I mean? And no, actually, it was Miss Joe that followed my job up. She was the commissioner for a while. Yeah. And then that's how it happened.
She was a delightful commissioner, to be honest.
Nah, people say she didn't do good. Her too. She didn't make a lot of decisions though.
Well, you know, that's just a whole thing about the commissioners in XTV. How much can you really do to make a change?
On top of that, and so much has happened, you know what I mean? But that's why the commissioners, I do commend as LT. You know, I say that to my grave. LT is one of my favorite commissioners. Yeah. And, you know, I don't think I ever really got into it, like any conflict with LT like that. But, you know, I always admired him over Killer because Killer, going back to the Joe Show, he always came in there. He was always a hoodlum, always causing havoc when I'm trying to bring this show at peace. And I get, you know, looking at it, I guess that's my influence, though. It's just creating the ideas of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just bring peace to XTV. I'm trying to get y'all to see these ways that y'all doing, it's not right. D-Matic just randomly hitting people. I warned people of the rapture of sorts. I warn people of that. I say, okay, keep on doing that whole goth dark stuff. They got it on old Joe Show episodes where I'm like, y'all can keep doing this all y'all want. Keep on up.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
They get lost. They don't. The direction for XTV West is lost, and we don't know what to do. And it wasn't until you did Joe at that Jungle Do the Right Thing, where we like, okay, that's what it is again.
Yeah.
And I try to tell them. Just stay on that right path. Don't go into no dark side. You go in the dark, you can't see light. You get lost.
That's right.
That's what happened. And that's what I always try. I always just try to forewarn people. That's why I was doing the fine so much. Because I wanted to let y'all know this is not going to be right. This don't make no sense now. Trump said don't make sense. You hitting them cheering.
Now, I just feel like, now that it comes back to my memory, I think the reason that people was upset about you for the fine so much is that, it wasn't solving the problem, but, it goes back to what can you really do? I mean, I've been commissioner, in XTV, and, that same kind of...
It was solving the problem, just it was solving the problem in a way by showing you are a problem. Like, if it's... Because you know who's doing the most crazy stuff. It be Trunks. It was Trunks at that time. It was you sometimes. You know what I mean? Fine, Trunks. Fine. That's pointing the finger at you. You hitting that kid. You doing this that you ain't supposed to do. You doing that. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm pointing the finger at the problem. Like, look, see? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So maybe, it just looked like fine. But really, this is the problem. And again, when I'm done, years after I'm done, Yossi come in, who's in jail? Who's doing most of the problems?
Yeah.
The main people that's getting fined, even you. Yeah, the person I'm sitting here interviewing with, even you was in jail. You did your stint.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm no saint.
And that's all I was trying to point out.
I never tried to claim to be a saint.
Yeah, and I know you never claimed it, but that's all I was trying to point out is we got to make XTV look right, presentable. There's nothing wrong with XTV.
Mm-hmm.
It's just some problems in it. Yeah. And I tried to eliminate them as best I could. But again, it's my influence. Mm-hmm. It's not me doing it actually. It's what I influence people to see what I'm doing. The Joe Show, it had its popularity, but when it was gone, people wanted it back. And XTV Fuse is really hot right now. Like, it's one of the shows, that House of Redbits, and 90%, of course.
Well, I remember the one time, I think it was 2006, and I think, some people on the East Coast call it the dark meeting, where it got so out of hand, and it just culminated to just such a high spot.
This was 09.
09, okay, yeah. And just right when that volcano was about to erupt and tip over, you intervened.
They called me.
That's right.
It was, I think Yossi was, I ain't sure. But it was like, and you know why they called me, right?
Yeah.
I did the Joe Show. They seen what I was trying to say. And that's what I was forewarning them about. It got crazy. Killer.
It was so out of hand.
Bobby.
It was anarchy.
Everybody. Everybody. It wasn't like no person that was like scared. It was like, and then to me, let me say, the defining moment of what this all culminates to is us doing XTV. XTV, like I said, is pure and it's beautiful. But it's us doing XTV, something beautiful, and then destroying it. Do the Right Thing is the perfect example. Perfect example. I remember when we did that riot scene. Y'all might not remember this too much.
Mm-hmm.
When we was recording it was a lot of fights happening in XTV. It was just back to back. We even got a recording of this XTV tape in 09, and everybody doing is fighting. Mm-hmm. The whole recording. Everybody. Yeah. Alec, this person. And it's just like, it got to get to a medium where we understand and it just stopped being violent. And that's why I was called into the meeting and I just said, we just need balance. That's it. It gotta make sense. Because it started with D-Matic can punch a kid and get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
It started with, oh, I can do this and get away with it. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You gotta have rules to condition a community to understand itself, to get right. That's why I did the fines. That's why I did the rules, because I was trying to put it in y'all like, look, this is wrong. Yeah. What's wrong is wrong. What's right is right.
Yeah.
XTV just has to be XTV. Right. It don't got to be this violent place, because violence gets nowhere.
Yeah.
To the grave in jail. Remember I said that.
It was very well put, old Joe. It sometimes hang over now.
Sometimes I got to take my medicine.
Oh man, I completely forgot what I was gonna say.
Damn, Joe, you put Justin to sleep.
No, you didn't. It's just that what we was talking about.
See what I mean? No, you was talking about when they called me in the meeting.
Oh yeah. Yeah, when you was in the meeting, and then we all sat in there together and shit, and yeah, I mean.
What you remember about it, Justin?
No, I just remember, how it was.
I think JJ was there too. He was there.
Yeah, it was just like XTV's.
All the people that ain't doing the craziness.
Not necessarily, because I was kind of part of the problem, but I was kind of like the voice, so to speak. I think everybody was able to chime in and speak their piece, wasn't it?
And that's one thing I noticed, because I remember back in 2012, Killer and Yossi feud, if y'all fans remember, they feud was getting out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
And one time Yossi and LT and Killer, they had to sit in that room together all
in the living room.
And it's crazy to me, because like I the Man Empire, I seen it imploding even then in 2009. And I remember 2011 when they was at the laundromat, it was this crazy argument with LT and Killer, and we still remember this to this day, because this is one of the defining moments that changed the Killer. It's like LT, I wish we could call him in here, because I would shake his hand, because he just went off, and he just like went in like, man, this shit is stupid. Like, I get you trying to be funny, but it's not funny, because Killer was, he was doing what he was doing, and it got to a point where that it never was funny, and it's not funny.
Yeah.
And y'all know what I'm talking about. The evil, the little stupid, sneaky stuff he would do. Mm-hmm. And this is probably the time he low-blowed Kevon and, cost him that match, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Kevon was around in 11.
In 2011, he might have been.
Killer did something wrong and cost somebody the match. And I think when LT talked to him, like, to me, I feel like that's the defining moment. Like, us meeting together inspired that meeting with LT and Killer, and they was able to handle their situation, argue, yell, do whatever you gotta do. You ain't gotta put your hands on each other, because that's not gonna solve the problem.
Yeah.
We got enough time?
Yeah, we got time. We got a little bit of time. We need to
Go ahead. You need to wrap it up. I'm talking to the damn mother.
Well, yeah.
He said, "Well, yeah." See.
No. It's just that we at the 47 mark, and these
things. You can stop it right there.
Well, yeah, that's what we're gonna do then. I'll be back.
Hey, bros, Brian Millman here, and I'm telling you that this week I'm gonna be sitting with the legend, the guy that's so legendary that he got taken out of the Hall of Fame. That's right, none other than you know him as 2 Rings. Romy Rome's going to be sitting with me right here. First time ever, Romy Rome's going to be on a podcast, and he's going to be on the Brian Millman Show, the New Millennium Podcast. So you can expect a whole lot of laughs, a whole lot of getting high. We're going to talk about his new show. His news show. We're going to be talking about a whole lot of his past things that he had going on, his different relationships with different girls, ooh la la, and XTV. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun with me, Brian Millman, and 2 Rings, aka Romy Rome. Man, it's going to be so fun. Look forward to it. See you guys this weekend. The New Millennium Podcast.
I'm fired.
That's why he fired, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to leave that part so he'll know why he fired. So he can't ask me, like these crazy ass questions. Oh, Joe, we didn't get into the fact of, why you didn't like Funky Kong to begin with.
Funky Kong came back to XTV. He came back to the Joe Show. He came back to the Kong family in 2000 when we was real hot and everybody was making a lot of money,
Yeah.
And he was a leech. That's all he was there for. That's why he bought Candy Kong along with him. They were all just trying to get money from us. Every day it's like, oh, Joe, I need a new boy. Remember he had a gambling show. That didn't work out. Wasn't nobody watching that.
Oh, that's Funky. Oh, yeah. He is.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm thinking about Gambling Kong, ain't I?
Yeah, Funky Kong was the surfer.
Oh,
I forgot about the gambler.
That's what I like.
Oh, yeah,
Funky cool.
Yeah.
Funky gets so high. Let me tell you.
Oh, does it?
He be getting so played. You go inside. He used to be in the surfboard. Sir, up, dude.
Yeah, I was surprised. That's why I asked about him, because, he always seems so cool.
Yeah, he just high as hell.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all he is. Joe had to be good friends with him. He should have Joe.
Yeah. I think he'll be good friends with a lot of us over here.
But, we had a lot of crazy Kong, like the barrel Kong, the one Kong that used to just throw the barrels.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was just, so he used to be drunk.
Yeah.
And he got drunk and throw barrels. He in jail for life beating on his wife.
I always wonder why people like Funky Kong, but I always thought it was kind of cool too.
He came back when we see again. Y'all don't even know about this, but in 2009 we brought back the Donkey Kong show. It was the N64 version, and it was pretty good. It was pretty successful, and it's one of the things. It's one of the many times that Payne actually came back, and he wasn't on drugs, and he wasn't like he was.
Yeah.
And I remember everybody just kind of like that game, the N64 Donkey Kong. It got everybody on there. Like it got Dixie, it got everybody there. So it was like us, the older version of the Kong family in 2009, and we all did our things. And that's when Miss Joe died. I know I talked bad about her, but you didn't ask me that question yet, so I ain't gonna talk about her. Anyway, but yeah, that's one of the many times we thought Payne was gonna come back, and oh man, it was just such successful, and that's why that jailbird over there tatted to that. Yeah, y'all didn't know about that. What were we talking about anyway? Funky Kong. Oh yeah, and Funky Kong, he came back on that show. It was one of them stars you ain't seen in a long time. Now he got the beard, he got a little bit of grays, but he still get high.
Yeah, I always wonder why people like him never came over to XTV and, was a part of it.
We probably tried to make him, but it probably didn't work out.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. That's just real cool. Another commissioner, though, who was commissioner before you was your wife, Miss Joe. Are you still married to Miss Joe?
Yeah, she be passing away sometimes, and then sometimes she come back to life.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, she got a condition. It's called dying and coming alive syndrome.
Well,
but let me tell you, with Miss Joe, as y'all know, we loved each other. We was with each other for years.
Yeah.
And I loved her very dearly. But the thing is when I got wise, when I got saved, we black, I ain't got to explain what saved is. We found Jesus, what y'all silly fools don't know. And when I found God, I said, I'm giving my life to this. And Miss Joe, she was with me on that, but in 2007, the Real World Tampa Season 2 came out. She found this group called F Virgins, and that's a little company she made up where she having sex with the virgins. It was like
your wife?
Yeah, she came up with it. Cause remember how she was doing that little prostitution thing?
No.
You don't remember? You don't remember back in 2005 when she was always Miss Joe was like she was doing a prostitute thing. She was always wearing thongs and all that.
And we didn't want to see that shit.
Exactly. So it got to a point where I'm trying to like, okay, go and do what you do, go on. But then when I really got saved, and it's 2007, and she come out with F Virgins, and that was a company inspired to have sex with virgins. You know what I mean? That's like 30, 40, or even people that don't look like they. that don't look like they'll ever get none, you know, like including mentally ill people. It just show you the dark humor of XTV, you know what I mean? It's just like F virgins, you know. You can't have a disease and all this, but I'm like, leave people alone. You know what I mean? Maybe they want to be a damn virgin, forcing this shit on people. You know?
Oh my God! You gotta listen to the Real World Temple, man.
Anyways, it's crazy because I forget that y'all don't know about certain things as far as the Real World season 2. Yeah. So like me telling this shit is so new to you.
Yeah.
You know, and this is like something that's just like up here as far as like legendary in XTV West.
Wow.
This is like, and we still got the first tape. We still in the first episode. It beat out 90 finally last year as far as XTV Fuse, as far as like the most played recording. It beat 90 out. 90 done dominated it since we got XTV Fuse. But so yeah, she did the F versions thing, and she went with Monster. You know what I mean? That's why Monster started getting. Y'all notice how he got so wild? He used to just be and y'all know how he used to be. That's how he got like that. That's how he got so wild. Being with her. She woke that up in him.
Miss Joe?
Yes, and that's how he got like that. And so,
that is berserk, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and that's how, you know, that's why the Real World Season 2 is so popular, because of how bizarre that relationship is and how just, you wouldn't think of that. You know, you see XTV for what you see it for, and then to see these two odd people coming together, an old ass lady, a young ass man, but a mentally ill man coming together.
Then he was a part of that F Versions cast?
Oh no, that was the club she started. A little thing she
but they was both on Real World, so
yeah, they both was on Real World, and she actually she was gonna be a normal customer, but she wound up falling in love with him. Then she got pregnant by him on the last episode.
Ladies and gentlemen, we never knew this on the East Coast.
You see what I mean?
We never knew that Hoon Monster and Miss Joe had a relation.
And they got a baby and everything.
They got a baby?
Yeah.
Hoon Monster got a kid?
Yeah, Hoon Monster got a baby. That's why that's why Trump's Jailbird keep on telling you, y'all gotta hear that, because the Real World Season 2 is one of our best recordings.
You have to upload the stuff on the West Coast, and then we can see this shit.
It's hard to dissect, I think, some of the shit, but it is.
But you know, it's cool to have this stuff put in perspective.
West.
You know,
it's finest. You know, like that's what that's it. That's what they that's what differentiates everything from XTV West. That's it. The style, what we say and what we do, the way we go about doing the things that we do. Yeah. But as far as my life, me, Grandpa Joe, being a married man to this lady, seeing this on TV, seeing this play out, I'm like, you supposed to be married to me. And you got a club called F Virgins. We got baptized together, Justin. That's what you do to me. That's what you do to me.
That was wrong.
And it was wrong. And you know, we got into so many arguments where I finally called it off. I was over with it, and I just couldn't believe it. And of course, you know, that whole club fell apart. Her and Monster, you know, you can't marry a person like that. You know, got problems and he do things. He tossing up across the room talking about something. I like cookie cake. You know, and then, you know, they wound up divorcing. You know what I mean? And she said on the Real World Story that we did in 2014 that she said that he was understanding of the divorce until he threw me across the room.
This is impossible, ladies and gentlemen. I just can't do it.
So he threw across the rooftop. I saw. Nah, I don't like cookie cake.
Oh my God.
That's what you get for marrying his ass. F virgin that shit.
Oh my God. You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, and you know, as a result, I broke apart from her, and 'and, and, 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 You know, that's that's the situation with her.
Yeah.
And then she had died in '09, and the only reason she died the first time is because when we got the Donkey Kong show back.
I'm sorry. Oh, I apologize. I hope you can hold that thought. You know,
I just stopped for a second. Go ahead.
you know, it's just like, you know what, when you're throwing up and you can't stop throwing up, you know, just keep coming up. You think you finished, you know. Oh, I just keep thinking about it. I like cookie cake.
Nah, I don't like cookie cake.
One cookie cake. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
You see what happened afterwards? You see the results?
Oh.
Yeah, that happened with that. Damn, I don't even remember where I was.
I'm sorry about that. Moving right along.
Hold on, man. I was gonna say something.
Oh, damn, ain't mean to cut you off.
You good? Your laugh made me laugh hard as fuck. This nigga squawking, he ain't laughing.
Oh shit. Oh.
Yeah, '09. I know what I was gonna say. We had brought the game back, and then she died on the game. She was dead on the new Donkey Kong.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a part of the story.
On the game, she
Wow.
died.
Oh shit.
That's what I said. That shit was hard to take as a fan of the Donkey Kong games. I'm like,
Yeah.
this for kids.
Grandma.
They even said shit on that game.
Oh, they did.
The video game, they said shit. At the very beginning, they got a Donkey Kong rap, so they're like, so listen, what else you ain't shit. they list that as the top 10 craziest video games for children, because they say shit at the very beginning of the game.
Oh.
They caused controversy with that, but yeah. So like she passed away on the game, so she passed away, and everybody like it was the same thing. It was Donkey Kong, but it was in a 3D format, and
Just,
this one of the best shits.
yes.
So yeah, and then we brought it back that time. Yeah, it was really good, and we thought Pain was gonna be on track, but I think that's where the Kong family ended. Then we did the story in 2012. We did the story of the Kong family, and I mean, as far as how I feel about Miss Jo, she was a woman I thought I loved, who became a wife I thought I loved, who became someone that I don't even like to talk about.
That's
And like that's my whole thing of her.
Well, I mentioned earlier on that you and I had a feud, and we getting ready to wrap things up, just in just a few months. But I just want to touch on that, and what were we fighting about anyways? Do you remember?
Me finding people.
Oh yeah, so that was a part of it. That was a part of like the whole thing.
That's how it started, cause we got it recorded the post show for Crushmas. we were listening to it maybe last week. We listened to it when we was working on Cosby.
Yeah.
And you had it's just funny to hear you say, I'm tired of him finding people, just gonna find people for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came in there like I find who I want. And then we got into our fight. You won, of course.
Yeah. But I mean, I ain't gonna sit here and act like it was a breeze. At that point in time in my life and in my career in XTV, more importantly, it was very important for me to lose that match, because you guys know my win-loss record is probably the worst out of everybody.
We don't even like to talk about it.
But I'm not a competitor.
I want to, I mean, I just want to say this, like, right quick. I hold that thought. Like, I just hope that I wonder if it's things, because we revealing stuff y'all didn't know about the West. I wonder if it's things on the East that we don't know.
It possibly is, and the only way to really know about it is to ask these questions, and talk about these different things, because they kind of jog your brain, and you start to remember things, and you start to see the sequential order of events, So I really feel like this podcast and the others that's going to definitely come out are going to help the future of XTV. Yeah, I think so. But. Oh man, what were we talking about before that?
Oh shit, I told you to hold it. We couldn't hold it that much. So done.
You need a drink?
Yeah, pause.
Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta take this time to tell you about Magic's Music Maker. Ladies and gentlemen, ever since the year 2010, Tony B surprised his brother with Magic's Music Maker version, I think, 16. And everything that has been produced to you guys has mostly been via either Windows Media Player or Windows Movie Maker, or something it was via Magic's Music Maker. This thing was able to produce videos and music. And this year, in 2016, they have offered Magic Music Maker 2016 Live, the fastest way to start performing live. Did you hear that? That means that when you set this up on your computer, it is automatically set to hook up and play for your live shows. Imagine the possibilities of what you can do with Magic's once you become a master of it, and your live performances. It's just innumerable. Just a little bit about Magic's. With Magic's Music Maker 2016 Live, anyone can produce and record their own songs and record them and perform them live. Bring your music to a whole new level with 16 virtual pads and pre-programmed loop sets. Magic's Music Maker 2016 Live is the next evolution of the original Music Maker, allowing anyone, even complete beginners, to bring their musical ideas to life and even perform them live. Ain't that something, ladies and gentlemen? Something that we've been using all this time, now at the touch of our fingertips, and we're able to portray it live and in concert. So next time you go online on one of our Amazon links for the Justin Turkey Leg podcast, use my promo code Justin1, and before you go to checkout for this here purchase of Magic's Music Maker 2016 Live. Ladies and gentlemen, we're still sitting here chit-chatting with my good friend Old Joe.
Yeah.
We go way back.
Yeah.
Earliest days in XTV, and we was talking about a little bit about our feud that we had going on, a little bit of heat on each other, some genuine animosity towards one another. And what I was saying before we had broke was that, it was important for me to for me to win that matchup. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, I don't win a whole lot of matches, and so at that particular time, on that particular night, it was very important for me personally to just beat Old Joe, and I think that matchup really could have went either way, looking back on it. I don't remember every thing play by play.
Yeah, if you watch the highlights, I'm doing most of the damage to you, but you win.
Oh yeah.
On the highlights?
Yeah. And
yeah.
I only do.
You only do two moves like he do.
No, I thought that was when I went up against Hoonmaster on the highlights.
Oh, that is that one.
Yeah. I lost that match. That's because them the only two moves that I did in the whole match. So I lost. Hoonmaster destroyed me.
Yeah, well, with me, it wasn't really important. It just wanted to, I wanted to knock some sense into him. That first punch I did, I thought that was enough. If I lost the match from that, I still got that punch in that I wanted to get. You ever get in a fight, you just want to give him that one punch. That's what I wanted to give you. I'm done. I can lose the fight now. I wanted to just do that right across the face.
So what bit the world of media means shit to you?
Nah, exactly.
Oh man. Well, yeah, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think about Payne and Trunks and this? You know, I mean, I know that they've been going at it, you know, their whole life, and this ain't nothing new for you. But what is your take on you know the feud that they had, you know, with the whole boxing thing?
For D-Matic, it was a jealousy thing, you know, and we again was listening to an old recording. And Bobby Classic has said, you know, like he was like, oh, what I think it is with this feud is the Payne is very jealous of D-Matic, and like that's all he said. He took D-Matic's side. This is before the first fight, so he took D-Matic's side. He's like, I think Payne is very jealous of D-Matic.
Yeah, because at that point, you know, people thought that very highly of Trunks.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you this. Hold on. But you see, the thing is with that is that the whole feud, everybody jealous of each other. They always try to one up each other. D-Matic did the show with MZ, Mario Kart. What came after Mario Kart? Diddy Kong Racing. They was always competitive, but with that competitive nature came jealousy. Because you see, he's getting popular because of this. Well, let me be popular because of this. D-Matic, I don't care what nobody say. D-Matic is popular for his talent. Payne is popular for his athletic ability. He was popular for his talent because he was talented as a kid, but as an adult, he was more talented as an athlete. And so when we seen Payne in that boxing match, we seen how he moved as a boxer. We was like, oh, that's a real boxer. Like when he beat Trunks the first time. We like, that's a boxer. You seen Trunks, he wasn't a boxer. He was just a shit talker, and you believed what he would say. He talented enough to get an audience, to capture an audience, to think that he's gonna actually go out there and win when he about to lose.
Yeah,
and he lost. You
but
know
3
what I mean?
times.
Yeah, and
well, he was. I mean, some people say, you know, it was a fluke.
The second time was just very strange. You know, and okay, he still lost 2 times. If you don't want to consider the second time, since that was weird, you know what I mean? Because Payne was saying he was all right, was saying he can keep going on, but the referee awarded that victory to Trunks, which was very weird and strange. But it's in the books, and I don't really know how to call it. I don't know what nobody want to call it, you know. But I know that the first time, Payne won. The third time, Payne won. He is the better athlete.
Yep.
Payne may not be able to captivate an audience like he used to on the radio. He may not be able to gain that mass approval of the fans when he doing recording like HY like he used to.
Yeah.
That's Trunks' avenue. Trunks can do that. He graded that.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is, but they don't want to just be known for one thing. Trunks don't want to be just known as the F&K. He want to be the best XTV star of all time. Payne want to too. So you're going to see Payne kind of over that. Payne accepted the fact that he's just an athlete. He ain't doing radio shows no more. D-Matic, he still be recording, but Payne don't really do that. He might chime in here and there, but he ain't, that's not his main thing. He's satisfied. It's D-Matic that want to be the best boxer, the best athlete, the best this, the best that, instead of just being the best whatever he is. He doing too much, and he just need to sit back. And, you know, they need to stop being jealous of each other and appreciate their own talent and continue making money and making moves with whatever genre they are in.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on that. You know, I just wish that jealousy didn't exist. Should have been that move.
Well, I mean, you know, you definitely had some kind of good influence on him. You know, I mean, both of those guys still turned out to be very successful.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, so, but I was going to ask you, you know, out of all your moments here in XTV, for as long as you've been here, do you have like a favorite moment or a favorite match that you've been a part of, or, you know, that you witnessed?
Favorite moment. I gotta say, my favorite moment is seeing Payne come back like he did in 2012. You know, like that to me is just the best thing because, like, when you really break down his story, he tried Jungle Fever, you know, and that Jungle Fever is a great project, but that didn't spark no interest into Payne himself.
That's right, because that was everybody.
It was a cast effort.
Yeah.
You know, everybody did good in their roles, so it ain't like his role was that impressive where it stuck out where he could go on to doing his own thing.
Yeah, he kind of was typecast.
Exactly, and you know, he was a crackhead and he clean at this time. You know, and then he tried to come back with the Donkey Kong show, all these different things that he tried to do on his own, Catman, everything, and finally it took 2012. Him beating on his brother, then he had to fight Bobby for the titles, and he won those belts. You know what I mean? And he was winning.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was so good seeing that. Even seeing him beat his brother at Size of Mania. That's why I say Payne's comeback from 2012 to 2013 or 2014. When we did Size of Mania? 2013. Like that was like that was my favorite moment. Seeing somebody that XTV just completely washed out the picture come back. And as far as matches, I gotta say to this date is Bobby and Killer in that Iron Man match. Because
Vendetta.
Again, yeah, the vengeance. Yeah, like seeing the hatred these guys had for each other up to that point.
Yeah.
And it all led to that. It's like, this is it. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta see. Do we have that match?
We had to record and upload it on that other external that messed up.
We don't have that because we used to have that show.
Yeah. Again, it was on that blue external.
That's
the external I messed up. And you know what I'm saying? That it was on there. But we can upload it again. I got the tape right there in the room. I could put it on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
today.
do we have it?
Yeah, we got it.
And we got the audio.
Yeah.
Didn't Walter battle somebody that day?
He battled ODD. We heard that recently. He battled ODD. And Walter kept messing up.
Yeah. It's Thunder.
Oh. It's Thunder too. That's why he in jail now.
I can't believe this. Oh God.
That's the best time to do it though.
Would you please?
Quiet storm.
So your favorite match?
Yeah, that's it. Bobby and Killer.
Oh right, yeah. Well, you know.
How about you, Justin? I wonder what your favorite moment is and your favorite match.
Oh, my favorite moment and my favorite match.
I'd like to know that.
My favorite moment in XTV. I think that my probably my favorite moments is, you know, it's just like the time. It was the early days in XTV. That was like my most favorite. You know, like the earliest days when Romy and I was doing you know, XTV, like you know, like the Buddha Monkey show, and then like the first Crash. Something about that time that just really just like, man, it just felt good. I think that's when I was just like the happiest. And you know what I mean, I've had like, you know, a ton of fun since then, but that part's special. You know, so if I was to say like moment, you know, you know, that moment in time would be my favorite moment. Favorite match. My favorite match of all time. My favorite match is probably the Fatal 4-Way match at the first ever XTV Mania with Tails, Romy, Dee, and Alvin. Yeah. That's my favorite match.
I mean, but do you remember that match?
I remember that XTV Mania, and I remember the hype going into that, and I remember that tape with the red ink on it, and you know, I wrote that myself. I wrote it as as legibly as I possibly could.
That's how you do on them classic tapes. I'm sorry to come in.
Because like it hadn't even happened yet. Super Duper just now walked in.
Hey y'all doing? Hey there.
And I just had a podcast with him. I keep calling him iPods. A podcast with him earlier on today.
I just gotta say this, man. What you just said though, it's like that's how it be. Like even with like the tape that I lost, F&K Sing Along. Like I remember writing that shit. It was like I didn't know what it was gonna be called, cause when I record, like I record so much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it ain't until like months later where I'm just kind of like, okay, I gotta name these tapes, and it'd be like a shit ton of tapes on my flow, and I'm playing this one, and I'm like, damn, this tape good, and I don't even know what to call it, and I'm like, oh no, shit, Sing Along, and the only reason I called it that is cause like I was just doing a lot of songs out of nowhere, like shit that I just made up off the head, and I was just doing like random shits, and they was funny though. You know what I mean? And I actually had a melody, I had a beat, like I was doing my thing with it, and that's why I'm just like, fuck, Sing Along. And then I just wrote it so carefully. I'm like, the way I write this gonna be careful. The way I listen to it, I'm gonna try not to listen to this shit every day because I love this recording.
Right.
Same thing with Action 2. I'm like, A, C. It was like so like I don't even want to like I ain't want to do it like
the line.
Exactly. I ain't want to color on the tape by accident. I ain't want to do shit.
Because you had all these other different tapes.
And I spelled it a certain way though. Like I made the C like a bold C. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then it was like T-I-O-N. I was like lowercase, and then the O was like the C, you know, bold. And then the N was like kind of cool. It had like a little effect to it. Yeah. And the 2 was like gangster. It was like a snake almost, and then it had like a snake with like spikes and shit, and that bitch had a tail. The last point of the 2 was like a tail. That shit was tight, man. I missed that shit. And like it's funny, like all this shit we try to like take care of. It's like, damn, that shit gone.
Well, yeah, exactly. And you know, we was talking about that. You know how you just lose shit. You know, XTV Mania, the first ever Sides of Mania. You know,
that popped
particular tape.
Frank blamed Keisha radio. Keisha had this black radio, stereo, this black stereo. I remember when she bought it in like maybe the mid 90s or something. We had went to Sam We went to Sam Goody probably or something. And it was new at the time in the 90s. It was like one of them 90s radio stereos.
Yeah.
Shit, I played it, put that tape on in Keisha's stereo in like 2002. Trying to listen to it to laugh because it was grandma's house in 02 and we had to live there.
Yeah.
Shit, I heard. I'm like,
damn.
It don't sound good. And I hit stop on that bitch. And I'm like taking it out. I'm like, shh, oh no, bang.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's thundering outside.
Joe sleep now from the thunder.
Huh? It's muggy and gray.
Hell yes.
And we are about to ride off. But I gotta say a special thank you to Tony B.
Yeah, thank you.
For showing up. And a special thanks also goes to old Joe, aka Grandpa Joe, aka All Diggy.
Anytime. I shout out the Beast. We ain't talk about him.
Oh man,
we ain't even get on Henry.
Talk a little bit about Beast because that's a unique relationship.
I don't know what it is. You know, it's this show that they got me watching. They always got me watching some show called Couples Therapy, and they got the New York lady on there some I Love New York, Texas or something. I don't know that woman, but her mom on the show.
Yeah.
And then she had seen a TV star that Faz was telling me about. It's Bam Margera. I don't know about no Bam Margera, but you can tell that New York or New Texas mama. You know that she saved, and she's seen Bam Margera, and you know they just clicked, and you know what I mean, cause she's seen that he was a hurt dude, you know, and that's what my sister was telling me. She was like, you know, Oprah Winfrey, that's a hurt woman, right? And you know. Yeah, you can just see that when you're at a certain age. Like, that's a hurt man.
Yeah.
Just by looking at him.
Yeah.
And, you know, when I seen Beast, it's like, that's a hurt boy. Let me bring friendship to him. We treat him like other people probably ain't treating him. And me treating him like that, he treated me like that. We treated each other like that. He looked out for me, I looked out for him. And we just and I think that's just what it was. It wasn't like, oh, I ain't gonna be friends with him. I never been discriminatory against nobody in my life. And I love Beast. That's my dog. We talk every now and then. I was so surprised to see what I've seen on Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain, oh yeah. Man.
It's just certain things, we just XTV just take it too far. When East meets West, we take it too far. It's like
but yeah, things get taken too far. But sometimes, and that's a perfect example, a prime example of how something completely just unpredictable.
That wasn't even in our hands right there. But it happened.
But it happened, and we did it, but we didn't make it happen.
Yeah, but
and that's
what I'm saying.
That's that Bermuda Triangle shit.
That's when we always. It's our fault. Our evil ass. It's like every time we meet. The real world was fucked up.
Well, no, it happened at the Clash of Champions with Lance and shit. That was kind of weird.
See, and we was there. It's something about us, and look at what we do. Like when we're not with the East. We already told y'all about the real world. Yeah. You know what I mean? The different happenings on that. And then, us together. Yeah. It's always some even weirder things. Don't get scared and be like, I ain't talking to you no more, Joe, because you're going to cause evil in my life.
I'm wondering. I'm
wondering if you are.
No, I'm wondering who I can talk to about that type of thing, on the West Coast.
On the West Coast?
Because Foxy was here and she talked about kind of going to a place. She mentioned that, she's not supposed to be here. She's supposed to be like Vic Vicious, dying from such a tragic event. And I'm talking about when she got set on fire.
I think you can talk to, but you might not get much out of his evil ass.
Who did?
The damn killer.
The killer? I don't want to talk to him.
I don't want to talk to him.
I'll hear another one. I want to talk to him.
Either him or probably even Jazz Mar, though. And the reason I say Jazz Mar is because
I do want to interview Jazz.
Jazz is a very
I like smart. Jazz.
He studied the culture. He always studied across, be up in his room playing XTV. Yeah. He just a real study of XTV culture.
Well, yeah, it's a lot of guys. He one of those type of guys, and that I appreciate. People who appreciate XTV and they came after XTV was already fully established. Yeah. Kind of like secondary dudes. It's like they come along and they work out well. And they kind of just. It's like, they're a part of the XTV family.
Yeah, that's right. But that's all I want to say about these, man. Shout out to them. Yeah. That's my nigga.
Well, all Diggy.
Miss Amen, too. God bless you.
Oh, yeah. Sister Loretta, man.
Yeah, we ain't touch on that because I talk too much.
Yeah.
Damn, more I realize. You didn't get to ask me nothing.
That's all right, though. I mean, we got plenty of days ahead of us, and it's just a testament of how good of friends we are, and how far you go back. You don't realize these things until you sit down and have these conversations. But it's just so much history, and I already knew that you was going to be one of the guys that it was going to take a whole lot of time because you got so much history prior to XTV that we haven't even tapped in. And, a lot of times I run into situations, you might hear me stumble because I run into cases where I want to ask questions. I just don't know the right questions to ask because I don't know enough about the history. Certain things like when you have brought up, and I'm just learning stuff as I go, like when you brought up the real world, and I want to talk about those different things. I want to talk about like those shows, action and get in depth and talk about, I
would really like to talk about just that though, but I feel like
that's like an episode, and maybe Trucks and I can probably,
I feel like that's gonna take a lot of people though. Like I feel like it will take me. It will take Trunks
or the people who was actually involved.
Yeah, and even
the cast of the real world.
Even Miss Joe, if she decided to come alive.
Well,
But you never know with her. That.
I think that's a good one though. You know, interview the cast of The Real World.
You know that.
So much stuff coming up. You know, just talking to these guys. I mean, I'm going to interview. I'm gonna have an interview with Best. I mean, not Best.
No,
80s guy.
go fuck Best.
Well, yeah, he coming later on. You know, hey, I'm saving the best for last. But you know, I got Super Duper, 80s guy, and Bob all on one shoot, and the cast of The Real World. So you know,
I'll look forward to that. It was always different cast though.
Exactly, but I'm talking about season 2, the crazy
season 2. Woo!
Yeah.
Those
Season
people
2
around. You got James. He probably gonna be the person that's gonna talk the most.
Yeah.
This drunk ass. He might get drunk and do a JBL on your shoe, Ric Flair or something.
Yeah.
Might even pull his dick out. Watch out.
Yeah, I got a lot of interviews scheduled for this week. I got JJ on tomorrow. I got JJ Strong. He gonna be on tomorrow, and I got Alec and Sally later on this week. So that's gonna be a load of fun. Yeah, and the NWN. Yeah. So, anyways, listen, I want to wrap this show up. All Diggy, it's been fun.
What was that?
But I'm gonna go find out what that damn noise was.